The desert wind blew across the excavation site, lifting centuries of sand and dust into the air. Beneath it all, something monstrous was waiting. A claw, then a rib, then an enormous vertebra, unlike anything we'd seen before. As the team kept digging, jaws dropped. The bones didn't match any known T-Rex or Giganotosaurus fossil. They were longer, thicker, stranger. Could this be the real Spinosaurus, someone whispered? But not just any Spinosaurus. We were staring at a skeleton that might challenge the very definition of what a dinosaur predator could be. For years, Spinosaurus had been shrouded in mystery, with only fragmented fossils and scattered teeth. Now, in this remote stretch of North African desert, we had a full specimen almost intact, and it was huge, bigger than anything we imagined, taller than a two-story building, longer than a school bus. Was it finally time to admit that the T-Rex might not have been the king after all? But before rewriting the textbooks, we had to answer one question. Was this really the largest land predator that ever lived, or just another prehistoric illusion? The story of Spinosaurus is one filled with destruction and rediscovery. First uncovered by German paleontologist Ernst Stromer in Egypt in 912, the original fossils were tragically destroyed during a World War II bombing raid in Munich. For decades, Spinosaurus became more legend than science, a mysterious predator known only from sketches and sparse records. But then, scattered discoveries across Morocco reignited scientific interest. Each fossil fragment painted a bizarre picture: a dinosaur with a long, crocodile-like snout, strange sail-like spines rising from its back, and teeth made for gripping, slippery prey. But no full skeleton was ever found. Until now, this recent discovery, buried beneath layers of sediment and fossilized mud, wasn't just another fragment. It was nearly a full skeleton, skull to tail. And what made it even more shocking, its proportions defied expectations. The legs were shorter than a typical land predator, the tail flattened like a paddle, and the skull, nearly 2 meters long, had conical teeth designed for crushing fish, not tearing flesh. This wasn't just a land predator. It looked like something made for water. As the reconstruction began, paleontologists realized this creature challenged every textbook drawing of a dinosaur hunter. Unlike the powerful, towering stance of a T-Rex, this Spinosaurus appeared more like a semi-aquatic ambush predator. It likely waded through ancient river deltas, lurking beneath the surface like a crocodile before striking. Its long arms, equipped with hooked claws, were ideal for snatching slippery prey. But it wasn't just a fish eater. Evidence from the site showed tooth marks on ancient turtle shells and even smaller dinosaur bones. This predator wasn't picky, it was opportunistic. But the most jaw-dropping detail was its size. When fully reconstructed, the Spinosaurus measured over 50 feet in length, possibly stretching past 15 meters, longer than any known T-Rex specimen. The debate had begun. Could this new fossil finally dethrone T-Rex as the top predator in history? Or did its aquatic adaptations make it less formidable on land? One thing was certain: no one could ignore Spinosaurus anymore. It had risen from legend to fact, and it was massive. Comparing Spinosaurus to T-Rex is like comparing a tiger to a crocodile. Both are apex predators, but they ruled different realms. T-Rex dominated the Cretaceous landscapes of North America. With bone-crushing jaws and brute strength, it was built for land battles. Spinosaurus, on the other hand, evolved to hunt in water-rich environments, possibly spending more time submerged than above ground. Its elongated jaws were ideal for snaring fish, much like a heron or gharial. But size-wise, the new skeleton tipped the scales. Estimates put Spinosaurus at 7 to 10 tons, rivaling or even surpassing T-Rex in weight. Its sail, once thought to be a display feature, may have helped regulate temperature or act as a visual threat to rivals. And yet, some scientists remain cautious. Size alone doesn't equal power. On land, Spinosaurus's shorter legs and awkward gait might have made it vulnerable, but in the water, it reigned supreme. If the world were flooded, Spinosaurus would be king, and maybe, during its time, that was exactly the world it lived in. But how did such a creature survive? The fossil site offers clues. Located near ancient riverbeds, the area was once a lush floodplain, teeming with fish, turtles, and crocodile-like reptiles, perfect hunting ground for a semi-aquatic predator. Analysis of bone isotopes revealed a lifestyle heavily dependent on aquatic prey. Even the tailbone showed adaptations for swimming flattened vertebrae, similar to a modern-day eel or salamander. This was no accidental swimmer. Spinosaurus was the first truly aquatic dinosaur known to science. And yet, it still had to deal with competition. The Cretaceous period wasn't short on predators, giant crocodile forms, other theropods, and even massive fish like Xiphactinus. Spinosaurus' success may have come from its niche dominance. It didn't compete for the same prey as land hunters. It carved out its own territory in the rivers, lakes, and mangroves of prehistoric Africa. This adaptation strategy might explain how it grew to such monstrous size. With abundant food and fewer threats in the water, evolution had room to go big, very big. As the media caught wind of the discovery, headlines exploded, largest predator ever found, but within the scientific community, the reaction was mixed. While many praised the completeness of the new skeleton, others urged caution. After all, Spinosaurus's strange build raised questions. Could an animal with such short hind limbs truly support its weight on land? Was it more like a swimming reptile than a walking dinosaur? These debates reignited old controversies. Some researchers believed earlier reconstructions were flawed, overstating Spinosaurus's length or mass. Others countered that the new find validated long-held theories that Spinosaurus was unlike any predator before or after it. Meanwhile, 3D scans and computer modeling began to simulate how the dinosaur might have moved. The results were surprising in water. Spinosaurus appeared agile and powerful, using its tail like a propeller. On land, it looked awkward, even unstable. But one fact remained unchanged at its size, whether fully aquatic or not. This predator was longer than any other known carnivorous dinosaur, and that alone was enough to shake the long-standing throne of the T-Rex. Was size the ultimate factor in this prehistoric rivalry, or did mobility and bite force still rule? Fascination with Spinosaurus isn't new. Hollywood brought it to life in Jurassic Park 3, where it famously snapped a T-Rex's neck in one scene. But scientists cringed. The depiction was exaggerated, based on incomplete data. Now, with the new skeleton, we have a more accurate vision of Spinosaurus. It wasn't a bulky monster with legs like a T-Rex. It was something sleeker, stranger, and possibly more specialized. The sail on its back, once a source of mystery, is now believed to serve multiple functions. It may have been used for temperature control, mate attraction, or intimidation. But it also made the creature look enormous, perhaps larger than it actually was. This optical illusion could have scared off rivals or predators. Yet, despite its visual tricks, Spinosaurus wasn't invincible. New studies show that its skull bones were fragile compared to T-Rex, meaning it wasn't built for bone crushing. Its power came from speed and precision in water, not brute force. So while it may have been the longest predator, it wasn't necessarily the most dangerous in every fight. That role still might belong to the king of the land, Rex. Still, the discovery had broader implications. For decades, paleontologists thought dinosaurs were strictly land-based. Spinosaurus shattered that belief. Its aquatic adaptations opened the door to a new question. How many other dinosaurs might have lived semi-aquatic lives? Could some fossil misclassifications be corrected in light of this new evidence? The site also revealed environmental secrets. Pollen analysis and sediment layers showed a once thriving river system, rich in vegetation and teeming with life. Spinosaurus didn't just live in water. It thrived in a complex ecosystem that's only now being reconstructed. Fossilized fish found near the skeleton matched tooth shapes perfectly, offering a glimpse into the predator's actual meals. Some even showed bite marks mid-chomp, preserved in a moment of action. This kind of evidence is rare and invaluable. It brings Spinosaurus out of the realm of guesswork and into reality. And for older audiences who grew up on outdated dinosaur books, it's a reminder of how science evolves. What we thought we knew keeps changing, and sometimes truth is even stranger than fiction. As excavation continued, the team uncovered smaller bones nearby, believed to belong to juveniles. Could this site have been a nesting ground, or perhaps a hunting corridor where young Spinosauruses learned to survive? The idea of social behavior in Spinosaurus, while speculative, adds another layer of intrigue. If they lived in groups or had complex life stages, it might explain how such massive animals sustained their population. Other clues hinted at seasonal migrations. Growth rings in the bones, similar to tree rings, showed periods of stress likely tied to droughts or food scarcity. These ancient records tell us that even giants weren't invulnerable. They adapted, moved, and sometimes perished. But Spinosaurus wasn't just a random dinosaur that happened to be big. It was part of a larger prehistoric narrative, one of climate shifts, evolutionary experiments, and the rise and fall of giants. And now, over 95 million years later, it's telling its story again, through stone, sediment, and science. And maybe, just maybe, we're finally ready to hear what it has to say. So, is Spinosaurus the largest predator ever? If we measure by length, the answer may be yes. If we measure by power, agility, or hunting versatility, the answer becomes more complex. It wasn't a landstalker like Tishta Rex or a pack hunter like Allosaurus. It was something different, part dinosaur, part aquatic ambush machine. Its very existence challenges the way we think about prehistoric life. And that's the true value of this discovery. It's not just about size or strength. It's about rewriting our understanding of evolution, of ecosystems, of survival. This fossil reminds us that nature experiments in ways we never imagined, that even in the age of giants, diversity was the key to dominance. Spinosaurus didn't outfight its rivals, it out-adapted them. And maybe that's why it grew so massive. Maybe that's why we're still talking about it today. So next time someone asks, who was the biggest, baddest predator you'll know? The answer is more than just a number. It's a story, one written in fossilized bone, buried under time, and finally brought to light.